Good morning. It's week 4 of quarantining, and I am going to show you how to make a different kind of dog food today. Similar, but different. So first thing we have is I still have that bag of frozen vegetables that are hanging around, so I'm going to try to use most of them up today. I made some brown rice last week, and I threw the leftover in the freezer. I put some in the dog food. I took some out, and I made it with a mustard pork chop with pecans and different seasoning, and it was amazing. This was the leftover, so this is just plain brown rice that was frozen. Took it out, thawed it. I had made asparagus last week. These are just the asparagus ends. I went and got ground turkey this week, so I think you've seen me give them chicken, ground beef. Maybe that's it so far, 2 ground beefs. So now we're gonna do ground turkey, and then I have some flaxseed. Now I'm going to go into my refrigerator and see what I have left. So hold on 1 minute. What else did I find in my refrigerator? So I dug through the fridge, see what was in there from last week that I made that I'm not gonna continue eating. One, I have an apple that's kind of bruised up. The other is my roasted beets that I made last week. They're a week old. I could still keep eating them, but I want the dogs to have something good too. And there's a little bit of oregano in there. I'm gonna actually put that in there too. So because I made pickled green beans last week, I ran out of my wide mouth jars and I have to use these narrow jars. The narrow jars, I use something like this. This is actually for canning, and you put it on here and then you can drop your food in there, and it makes it a lot easier to get everything in there, not making a mess. All right, so we're gonna do a couple jars, and then I'm gonna pause it, and I'm gonna show you what the rest looks like. Again, you want to make your dog food every week. You wanna keep 2 jars out for the next 2 days, and then you're gonna freeze everything else, and then every day or every 2 days, pull 2 more jars out, 1 to 2 jars out, and put them in your fridge, because this is real food, and it won't last for a week if you put all these jars in the fridge. It will start to get a little funky, and you don't want your dogs to be eating funky food. All right, so we're going to start with my vegetables because I have so many of them. So I'm not even gonna break them up. I'm just gonna drop them in there. They're still frozen. Carrots, zucchini, yellow and green. There's some cauliflower, there's some broccoli. These dogs eat anything. They're just happy to get something other than that kibble. Dog food legally has to be shelf stable for 3 years. So what's in that is a lot of preservatives. So it's better if you can do a little bit of dog food and a little bit of homemade food. 1, you're gonna have less poop in your yard, that's for sure. 2, if they have cloudy eyes, Clara had cloudy eyes, she's 14, they've cleared up. So she's doing much better by having dog food. Then all these little bits and pieces that are at the bottom that you probably wouldn't eat because they're kind of all messy, I'm just gonna put them in the jars. Why not? These dogs are going to love it. Usually Clara is in here right underneath my feet, picking up all the scraps. Okay, done. I have a little bit of flaxseed left, not a lot, so I'll probably put it in every other jar, which is okay. I added it to my grocery list. You can do ground flaxseed, or you can actually do the seeds. Either one works well. I'm gonna take my beets. I'm just gonna pull off my oregano right here. I'm gonna just put that in there. Why not? It's gonna make their breath smell fresh. You can also put parsley in there. I'm gonna drop my beets. I'm gonna put my meat in on top because there is a lot of pan juices, and I want it to go down through the rest of the vegetables and get the liquid on the other vegetables so they won't pick them out. Sometimes George picks out different vegetables. It's weird. He's got different ones all the time that he doesn't want to eat, and he picks them out and literally puts them on the garage floor. Asparagus ends, these are just the woody parts. They don't care. They're gonna love them. I just leave them big because George needs some big chunks of food. I'm gonna drop those in there. Okay, it's actually going quicker than I thought, so I won't pause it. I'm going to take my Cutco Santuco knife. I'm going to cut up this apple. They love apples. You can do bananas. You can do oranges. I keep my bananas in the freezer for my smoothies, so I don't rarely give them bananas. 1 week I've done pumpkin, so you can put pumpkin in there. Really anything that you have in your fridge. No onions, no grapes, no garlic. They eat kale. Keep in mind when you add things like that, the kale or spinach, it is going to turn their poop green. And it kind of looks a little weird. But it's healthy, you know, that they're processing it. All right, I got my apple in there. They're going to love that. It's going to be sweet. I mean, come on, who doesn't have a sweet tooth? All right, done. So I got all my veggies in there. Now I'm going to put my ground beef. Or sorry, this is turkey. This is turkey this week. Put some turkey. Gonna put some rice. Gonna pack it down. All right, I'm gonna finish doing all these jars, and then I'll be back to show you kind of what they look like and go over what was in them again. Hold on. And done. Okay, so Diane, I don't have a lot of time to make dog food. Seriously, I have kids, I have work, and you're making dog food. This takes about 20 minutes. So, I don't know about you, but I would rather spend 20 minutes making good, healthy dog food for my dogs than spending 20 minutes picking up extra poop outside. So you can choose, do you want to make dog food or do you want to pick up poop? My dog has a huge amount of poop, George. So it's not like picking up little tiny pebbles. It's like cow patty. So I'm telling you, this is worth it if you have a big dog. All right, so again, it was just my frozen vegetables that I had from like the last 3 weeks that are almost freezer burnt, but not totally freezer burnt. So I put those in there frozen, didn't cook them. I had some leftover asparagus ends from dinner this past week. I have my ground turkey that I did this week. And then I had this brown rice from last week that was extra that I froze. So if I would have had extra rice, I would not have refroze that again. I probably would have turned that into something for us to eat tonight because it's not bad, but you don't want to keep using something, freezing it, using something, freezing it, that kind of a thing. These are going to go into the freezer. However, they're going to be eaten within a couple days, so it's good. We're not reusing. Okay, I did have a little extra turkey left. So this extra turkey, I just put in a container and I'm going to save it. You can do two things with it. One, I could save it, re-season it, because there's no seasoning. Season it with some kind of cumin and garlic and pepper and salt and use it in tacos, because this is just ground turkey all by itself. Or I could throw it in the freezer and use it next week. I will most likely put it in the fridge and use it for something for us, for burritos or things like that. There's no reason not to. It's just ground turkey. All right, so if you have any questions, shoot me a text or email me. Someone did ask me what kind of dog food I feed Big George. So I use Pro Plan Bright Minds. It's a black bag. It's made by Purina. It's the best dog food that's on the market right now. And it's called Bright Minds. And it's for their brain, keep their eyes clear, but then also for their joints, because George is 8. He's getting older. He's getting stiffer. So he has a little bit more of inflammation. So it helps with that. This also helps with your dog's inflammation as well, because they're not eating so much processed food. There's a little bit of flaxseed in some of them. And I put it on my grocery list because I'm out. So this next time I'm going to actually get ground flaxseed because it goes a little bit farther. All right. I hope that you learned how to make more dog food week 4, and keep a lookout. Or if you want to look at the other past videos, we used all different kinds of stuff. We use different things every week so that their dog food is different and exciting. All right. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope to see photos of your dog on Facebook. Okay. Bye, everyone.